Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of The Gavel, featuring attorney Ana Toledo. Ms. Toledo is the senior attorney and general counsel to Targeted Justice. She has a background in constitutional and environmental law and is an experienced litigator, including 2 cases at the U.S. Supreme Court. And here's Ms. Toledo.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode 26 of The Gavel. I am so happy to have you here because there is so much for us to discuss. As you know, this is a podcast that is focused on bringing you the latest news on our quest for ending the government weaponization and the unacknowledged special access program that targets innocent people, not just in America, but around the world. I am your host, Ana Toledo, an attorney with 30 years experience, born and raised in Puerto Rico, moved to Texas to fight this good fight that I know has been delegated directly from God to carry it out. I have a master's of environmental law from Vermont Law School, and that is how I got into this weaponization program. But I am really proud to be here doing the good fight for you all. My goal, as I said, is to expose and shut down this horrific program and its nefarious impact, not just on Americans, but on our brothers and sisters around the world and their children and their pets. So I come to you today from Washington, D.C. I finally settled down. And as many of you know, I have come here to advocate for to educate, expose and educate the people that have the power to shut this down in many ways. As we have discussed, there are many ways that this program can be shut down. And I'm going to talk about a really important one that is in your hands and that we are counting on you to carry out. So Richard Ajas is back in Houston. And I'm so grateful because had it not been for him, I don't even know if I would have made the 1 week travel and finding a place and moving and most importantly, securing it against the criminals. So thank you, Richard. Thank you. So before we go into the good news I want to bring you, they're good for us, not good for other people. I want to let you know that the TIs in DC area, we had a wonderful meeting last Saturday. I want to thank all of you that came. It was so beautiful to see all of you there. And I really, we had 2 TIs that are ready to organize a working group. And that's exactly what I need here. So if you are in the DC area, Maryland, Virginia, DC, do not be shy. The only way we are going to be a powerful voice is showing numbers. So when I go into these meetings that, as I'll tell you in a little while, I already started requesting, I want to have some of the people here, and I need people to come with. It's not that I cannot do it by myself. It's that we need to show that there's hundreds of thousands of people that are victims of this program. But before covering this week news relevant to our quest for freedom from modern day slavery, I want to read you part of Psalm 32, which just, it's just so beautiful. And it goes like this. It's 32, 6-10. Therefore, let all the faithful pray to you while you may be found. Surely the rising of the mighty waters will not reach them. You are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble and surround me with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Do not be like the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, but must be controlled by bit and bridle, or they will not come to you. Many are the woes of the wicked, but the Lord's unfailing love surrounds the one who trusts in him. And I just, I totally attest to this. And hi, Autumn. As I have said to everybody, and just this week, I spoke to somebody about it. It's, the only way to survive this is holding on to God and asking for guidance. Anytime I speak on behalf of this community, I first ask God to put the right words in my mouth. And I just know that they're going to come out exactly as they're supposed to. So please help me defeat censorship, share, like, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to share. Nothing. Just, the tap of a finger. Oh. Stay in the studio. Wait, something's going on here. Criminals today are going crazy. I'm going to tell you about it. So if something goes wrong, which I'm just invoking God's presence in this, because I will tell you what they did. First of all, Dominic Halping's, most of you, I have to assume, have watched Dominic's incredible cognitive liberty mind control documentary. So one of the things that I am going to ask you to do is share everywhere the documentary. Targeted Justice, Sean, our amazing volunteer, translated it into Spanish and Chinese. And as he was going to do the next translation, the criminals obliterated Sean's phone so he cannot even make so much as a phone call. This is how scared these criminals are. If you know of a Chinese TI, please share the link. We have it both in I have it in the Rumble show notes, but in I don't dare do much with this computer because the criminals are just out of control. But Hispanics, our friends, Spanish-speaking people, please share it widely, because we have a problem that a lot of people in Latin America, Javier in Argentina, please, Miguel for the Mexico TIs, people in Latin America think this is witchcraft, and even here in the United States too. But so it's really important. It doesn't cost you anything. And the obliteration of Sean's phone tells me that what these criminals fear most is exposure. That's why I'm here. But you can do it from your home without having to go anywhere. Spread it far and wide, because once this program is no longer covert, it's one of the ways to end it. So I am counting on you. I am really, really counting on you to spread it, particularly if you know any people from China, any Chinese TI. I know I'm going to make contact with one that came to our Houston meeting, because this is really very important. Once the word is out there that this is a program and it's not witchcraft or them going crazy, it's over. It's game over for the criminals. Okay. So Dominic, he did such an amazing job, and we just really need to share it everywhere. I hope that Sean can get to continue translating, because I know we have a lot of people in India and Pakistan that are victims. It's just everywhere. I believe India already surpassed China in population, in terms of population. So we have a huge population there that are targeted. So one suggestion I have for you: did you do something today to end your targeting, other than complain? Because we all complain. I know we all complain, but instead of complaining, guess what? You can make clips of Dominic's documentary. And if you're really active in Instagram and TikTok, which we're not, criminals locked us out of TikTok and they totally banned us from there. Well, this is your opportunity to do something today to end your targeting. As insignificant as you think it is, it's not, because it might be your post that gets in front of the eyes of Tulsi or Christine Owen or President Trump. Just think of it that way. You never know what's going to do it. Okay. So right now, I was right before I got into here. The House is voting to, supposedly they're going to reopen today the government, supposedly, right? But from what I was hearing, I don't think it was happening. However, and as you know, while SNAP recipients had no money to buy food, the gag stalkers are going crazy. I don't know about you, but I can tell you that they're over here, they're going crazy. So, but here, that what I have in the screen is a really important, it's really important for you because, and for us, for this community, because of this. Hi, Pam. One thing that the Senate, they included in the bill to reopen the government is that the senators that, you know, and the congressperson, because I think there was one representative that got their Jack Smith spying on them, they can get a $500,000 judgment, claim. They authorized up to $500,000 in a per violation, and no cap on attorney's fees. So what, that's only for the violation of their constitutional rights. It's on page 2017 to 2029 of the funding bill that has been discussed today. So what's interesting to me is that this opens the door. This opens the door for what we're talking about. When this program is exposed, let me play you this video that mentions it. When this is exposed, guess what's going to have to happen? How much are they going to value each incident of torture? How much are they going to value what the criminals have done to our emails, our social media, and everything that we, that they have done to us? How are we going to value that, right? There's no, I don't seem to have it here. If they are going to pay $500,000 per violation and no cap on the attorney's fees, you watch, attorney's fees are going to be probably like $2 million. Well, think about what it's going to be for us. Okay. So the beautiful thing about this is that it's creating a precedent. It's opening a path for us. If they're supposedly their calls were not listened to, but I think the criminals at the FBI did, because they could not avoid the temptation. But think about if a single incident of not informing them that they had done a subpoena about their records is valued at $500,000. Imagine how much will the cap be on each incident of torture on each one of you. I think that the senator should personally sue Jack Smith on his. They're not able to repost. Yeah, criminals are really crazy, because I only see that I have 9 people on this stream, which is really weird, because by this time I would have over 100. So it seems that they're really going crazy. Yeah, and then out of the 9 people, hold on. Then out of the 9 people, they allow the perp here, which is really strange, because if you think I'm part of the problem, why did you torture yourself and come here and listen to me? I don't understand it. Anyways, back to Jack Smith. I think that the senator should personally sue him under Vivens and take away from him his very last sock, because he did it intentionally. Even though prosecutors have qualified immunity, he definitely had prosecutorial misconduct, and should not, and should not have, being allowed to spend all those millions of dollars persecuting people. Okay. Now, this is, to me, the surveillance on the senators is a tip of the iceberg. And when it comes out what they have done to our community, to the victims of government weaponization, they think. Yesterday I was watching, like 3 days ago, I was watching a video where Glenn Beck said, "Oh, this is the biggest scandal that I have seen ever in history." Let me show you. The Capitol Police. No, the biggest scandal is going to be when we expose what we are going to expose. So we have the huge accusations that a Capitol Police woman was a pipe bomber. These revelations seem to have nothing to do with us, but they have a lot to do with us, and I'll go into it now. Because it's the government weaponization at its largest. This woman here, she was a ex-Capitol Police officer, Shawnee Ray Kirchhoff. And their Blaze Media investigation that was published on November 8th used forensic gait, like her posture when walking, forensic gait analysis to claim a 94 to 98% match between this former Capitol Police officer and the unidentified figure who placed the pipe bombs near the DNC and the RNSC headquarters. Sources allege that the FBI probed Kirchhoff residence but halted the investigation, after which she joined the CIA. Isn't that interesting? Prompting Representative Thomas Massie to accuse federal agencies of involvement and a cover-up. The FBI states that the case remains active without arrest, while skeptics criticize the evidence as circumstantial. Supposedly, an agent told Steve Baker, the reporter from the Blaze, when he saw, her picture and the evidence that Steve Baker was able to collect, FBI guys said to him, "She's one of us." But turns out that she was hired by the CIA, the clown show, at the Denver domestic operations. So this is her. Steve Baker says this might just be the biggest scandals and conspiracy in American history. No, the biggest scandal is the weaponization of the government against average Americans, but he hasn't gotten there yet, but he will, because this is, again, the tip of the iceberg. If this proves to be true, what it proves is the following. The CIA set up these people that were, they were nominated for being MAGA. They were nominated to the terrorist screening database, and they were entrapped into crimes. We know that they were put in jail, and many of them served a lot, and four of them took lives, and some of them hear voices. So they completely fit the targeted individual profile. Now, the reason why you say, well, I'm not a J6er, I don't believe in what they did, whatever. The reason why J6ers are so important in our plight is because they have the ear of Ed Martin and the people in the Department of Justice and Donald Trump. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, these are the people that can unleash, just like Senator Grassley has declassified documents that benefit us. So whether you agree with their ideologies or not, we should only have one ideology, which is shutting down this program. It doesn't matter who's in power. If the person who's in power is going to do it, is going to help me shut it down, that's the only thing I care about. And that's why I'm here. Okay, so regarding this matter, Glenn Beck, who interviewed Steve Baker in his program, deleted the interview. So there's some weird thing going on because the FBI has refused to confirm, particularly to journalist Brianna Morello, that this woman is the person, that the accusations are correct. So we don't know. More shall be revealed. but it's nothing that they can continue waiting on it for so long. Okay. So yeah, they're messing with the numbers. I mean, it's ridiculous that I only have 9 people. Maybe the show is not transmitting. It's supposed to be on X and other, I don't know, but it's okay. It's okay, because you know what matters is that rain or shine or snow, now that I'm here in DC, I'm going to be here for you every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is Central Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay. Now, so it is very troubling that Patel and Bongino have not confirmed or denied or said anything about this. It is also very troubling that they have not released 39,000 videos of footage of the pipe bomber, because of Steve Baker's interview. If I have learned one thing, is that every square inch in Washington, D.C. is covered by cameras. You cannot go anywhere without cameras watching you. And that's a good thing, because they're supposed to release these videos. And it really bothers me that they're quiet about it, because when they're quiet, it seems like they're covering up for others. Now, so we have to see what will be revealed in this. There is a lot of attacks on Kash Patel right now, on his personal life. And I'm not going to cover it up here, because that is not about the mission, that the goal I have, which is bringing you the news that, these discoveries that are happening are all geared at exposing the government weaponization of the average people, the average civilian. So I'm not going to talk about that, but certainly he is being the object of a lot of attacks on his personal life, and many of them might be justified. But I'll write about it in Mira. So, basically, when the docs continue to get connected with this woman, if this is the woman, and she, what a coincidence, she went to work for the criminals at the CIA. Anyways, so now interesting, it's that Christopher Wray, who was the former director of the FBI, well, it was revealed that he put 5,000 employees of the agency to work, out of the 38,000, to work on January 6 cases. He hunted down people all over America that were in DC on January 6th. He didn't care about crime. He cared about entrapping people that identify with Donald Trump. He couldn't identify the pipe bomber with all their technology and all those 39,000 videos of footage. She lives and works in New York City, yet he had to put 5,000 employees to look for the J6ers. So I say that I cannot wait for Mr. Wray to be indicted for his treasonous conduct. Once he is indicted, the rest will follow, like our friend Charles Cable, who since March of 2017, if you are a TI, Charles Cable is the man that is responsible for your targeting. And he will pay for it, because he will be sued by every single one of you in your home states or your federal courts. And the best part is that the government cannot pay for his attorney's fees, because he's no longer a government employee. Anyways, yeah, Mr. Cable, you'll have a lot of attorneys to hire. So we don't know what Patel and Bondi are doing right now. Yesterday they went to Congress to bring some evidence of criminality by the Clintons. And why aren't they filing charges? I don't understand, because Congress is supposed to investigate, not file criminal charges against people that perpetrate fraud. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's insecurity. I don't know what's happening in there. Now I'm going to give you an update on, this is just so very weird. It's just so very weird what I see in my screen here, so please forgive me. I'm going to give you an update on today. Was my first day. As you know, I am analog Ana because my emails on my phone calls get intercepted. So now my strategy is I first go in person and then I'm going to continue calling because my initial communication is there and they cannot intercept it. And so I went out today. I settled into a basement apartment here, and I went out for my first round today to 2 Senate buildings, asking for investigations and meetings. I'm not going to say the names of who I visited because I don't want to give that information to criminals. But Miguel Jurado, our regional Mexico manager, came with me, and he came along for the expedition. And I really, like I said in the beginning of this, I really hope that more of you this was my first day at the job. Well, not my first day because I never stop working, right? I work 7 days a week, every day for this cause. And, I have to say that I have tons of work ahead of me, but I am delighted. I am happy. I am excited because I am doing what I love most, where my passion is. So I thank all of you that have made possible this endeavor, because without your financial support, I would not have been able to engage in this and make this a reality. And obviously, to those that that read my MIRA and wrote to your congressperson or your senator, when I ask you to coordinate the meeting and then let me know when it is, because telling them Ana Toledo is going to contact you, that doesn't work for me. I need you to take an active role. I need you to be active in securing these meetings. Okay. And then I'll show up. I just need you to, because they will be more committed to paying attention when it's coming from a constituent. That's how it goes. Particularly, the representatives. That is how. Thank you, Pam. If it wasn't for the love that I have for a lot of people in this community. Hi, Craig. Ana, look, Ana. Yeah. I have to say to you that I have been so inspired by so many of you that is why I am honored. I am honored to be doing this, and I will not let you down, because I just feel like so enthused. Anyways, so please be persistent with appointments, and just let me know. Ana, is this good for you? Yeah, I'm look, I have a calendar here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just remove my picture from this. I have a calendar, and so I just need to fill it out with the meetings that you get. So if you haven't set your request, please send your request. My special interest is obviously Rand Paul from Kentucky, Senator Grassley from Iowa, Representative Massey from Kentucky, even though he's like now he's being ostracized. But the good thing about him is, first of all, I think he's totally targeted. And second of all, he has the courage to speak out. He's not afraid. And that's what we need. Okay. So obviously, Ron Paul, those of you in Arizona, just reach out to all of them. I will be there. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to, and as I said, I have estimated I'm going to be here for 6 months. If I have to stay more, I will, because like I said, I'm not deriving an income. I just need to have my expenses covered, and I'm counting on you guys. That's why I changed my goal from 6 months to from a monthly goal to 6 months, so that it's realistic, because I believe that even if we shut down this program for the American citizens and residents within that time, I'm going to stay here until those outside of the United States are free. And I know that's a huge commitment, but I am doing it because I cannot conceive of my friends, of Helen, of Craig, of Harold, of Melanie. I cannot conceive of them to continue in this plight. So I am here until we shut down these weapons for everybody. Now, thank you so much for being here. And I'm just going to tell you a little story. A little story that to inspire you. And it's this. I purchased this. This is like hand woven cashmere wool from I don't know what mountains over there, really cold mountains. And the criminals had, I don't know how they did it, but you know that the criminals have specialization in the destruction of anything that's beautiful. And I'm not a great knitter, but I just did, a normal knit and purl thing here. And they took out, I don't know how they did it. They were able to undo without cutting the yarn. They were able to undo it when I was in Puerto Rico. And I said to myself, how did that get done? How did that get undone right in the middle of it? So I recovered it. I undid the whole thing and I re-knit it. And the reason I tell you this story is because even though these criminals have taken so much from us and have broken so much and have destroyed so much, we will have the capacity to, like a phoenix, like a bird, come back from the ashes and rebuild our lives. And as I have said before, we're going to live life to the fullest more than ever before, because we will really appreciate what it is to go out for a stroll without having a criminal tail us, and to enjoy a meal without being that it's going to be poisoned. So I enjoy right now my re-knitted a scarf as a testament to the fact that we can overcome, we can defeat these criminals. And I am counting on all of you to do just that. So believe in yourself. Do not give them an inch. They are not as powerful as you think they are. If they were, I wouldn't be here. Think about it. I would have died in Puerto Rico. I couldn't drive out of Puerto Rico. It's an island and there's no bridge. Yet I'm here fighting for our freedom. So don't think that they're so almighty, because they're not. Do not give them that power. And so I look forward to seeing you next week. I am sure I don't know if the government will reopen or not, because today was extremely quiet there. There was almost no people on the halls because they were all fighting for the reopening. So I hope that this gets reopened soon and we can get to work. Anyways, I work 7 days a week, so it doesn't really affect me very much. Please remember to send your Privacy Act requests, because we are going to verify if Kash Patel is going to live up to his promise that he kicked down the door of the prohibited access files, and that he's going to provide the evidence that was hidden in those files about each and every one of you. So if you haven't done so yet, go into Targeted Justice, look at the model, the model I have there. It's in activism. It's under activism, and the PDF is there. And if not, you can write to Jill TJ at proton.me. She's a professional editor, and she's got a little backlog. Be patient with her, because she's perfectionist. Okay, she has a backlog because she's a perfectionist, and it's all done confidentially with her. Anyway, I hope to have you next week. I hope that next week the criminals don't hack it, and because I'm going to be here bringing you the good news on the road to freedom. Thank you and good night. Okay, wait. Am I here or not? It's now saying that I'm going. Thank you. This is so screwed up. It's saying I'm going live. So can somebody come? Thank you, Shonda. Can anybody right now in real time confirm that you actually watched me? Good night.